Hi Ava. So I'm going to show you how to match color in this video, but really quick, I know we're past this, but I want to show you a way that you can get better at drawing your Pokemon. So a Pokemon is made up of a lot of little pieces. And when you try to do the whole thing, some of those pieces are just too much to worry about. So if you want it to get better, separate those pieces. So draw just like the foot, like I'm doing right now, and then I'm going to draw the ear and the eye. And by isolating them, by taking them and looking at them closely, eventually all the parts you will know much better and be better at. And then when you make your entire Pokemon, it'll look awesome. So just for future, whenever you're trying to do something hard, study just at least a few pieces, the most important things, or especially the pieces that are the scariest. All right, since I showed you that, you can see that I'm still correcting, right? My first shot of that ear, it was really thick on the bottom and it was supposed to be skinny. So these are the things that you'll discover, kind of like a scientist observing things. All right, so now I'm going to show you how I would find the best colors and how I would put them in with oil pastel. So I'm going to start with the light color on the body. So I'm pulling out every oil pastel that is sort of close, because I'm going to mix some of them together. So I'm just trying it out on a separate piece of paper, not my real picture. And then I'm writing it down if it's good enough. So that is peach on the paper first, plus white, plus yellow. And now I'm experimenting with some gold. Because even if you think you've got it right the first time, at least try another. So I realized that my golds, the one I started with gold, was too dark. So I switched up and I put white first, then gold, and then another layer of white. And I like it the best, I think. So when we put in our first layer on our real picture, we're going to be blending it in with a tissue to stain the paper. So that's why I was trying it on my practice page, so that I can make sure that I really did like it. When you blend it in with a tissue, it'll often get lighter. So now I'm putting the white, and then I'm putting the gold, and then I'm going to put white on top. And you might find a different combination that works for you. And you can see how the white is smoothing it out. Now, if I liked it, I don't have to blend it, but most of the time it's not smooth. So that's why you would want to stain the paper, so you have a base that doesn't have any white marks showing through. So I still recommend it, but you don't have to. You'll be okay. So now I'm trying to figure out what colors would be good to create the shadow. So that the shadow it's duller, it's more gray. I can tell it has brown in it. But when I tried it with just like a gold and brown, it wasn't orangey enough, if that makes sense. So I added in a red brown. But I forgot to write down what it was. So I literally forgot. And so I have to start over and figure out what it was. And that's why it's always important, as soon as you find something you like, write down the ingredients. What did you use to make it? That'll help too, like if you're working on this, one day and then not again for like 3 or 4 days, you might forget. So it's really important to take notes. So I'm adding white. It's sort of blending it, right? Uh, you're not going to blend any other layers but the first one with the tissue. Everything after that, you're just going to blend with the pastels itself. That's why I didn't grab a tissue, and I'm not going to rub in that shadow. So it's only the first layer to fill in the paper. So now I'm trying to figure out my greens. And we got a lot of greens. And I don't know if this is true, but an art professor in college told me in color theory class, that's a class where you study mixing colors. It's really amazing to take a whole class on mixing colors. But one thing he told us was that blues and greens our eye can see more of. So we can notice the subtleties a little bit more than the yellows, reds, and oranges. So I don't know if that is true, but there are a lot of greens in the world, right? So I decided that I'm going to use a yellow as a base, and that's all I'm going to worry about is a base. And then I'm going to just sort of add greens like the dull green and the bright green wherever I see it. I'm not going to worry too much. And then I'm going to rub it in. And pretty much all of those sections are going to disappear, but everything will be smooth. And if something is really small, don't even bother trying to rub it in, because if it smears, you'll be sad. Now I'm adding back in some of my dull green. If you look at it, you'll notice that it has dull green on the top. All right, so color pencils will be really good for the tiny things. Like, you couldn't get your oil pastel in that little eye, right? That would be hard. And there would be so many chances for you to mess up and get out of the lines. So use the right tool, and that would be color pencils. Just know that sometimes when you're using color pencils over oil pastel, you have to take a minute before it starts showing up, because it does have to break through your oil pastel. All right, I'll see you in class. Bye.